Morimoto just stole a page right out of the freaking Bible, son. Genesis chapter 1, verse 3, God said, let there be light. And Morimoto said, behold, that sucker's bright, son. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to say a prayer. Dear Lord, please do not put me on a levee right now with a long gun and these lights on my truck, because that sucker's dead, son. Let him have a little rack and let him grow. Because if I see him and he's big, oh, I can't wait to have 2 of these on the front of my truck riding levees at night looking for bucks. I ain't never done nothing wrong, though, I tell you that. What up, dicks? Welcome back to the channel where we do shit Colts way and we drink bush lattes. Bush. All right. Let's get into it. Okay, so I got these. I've been super excited about these Morimoto 4BANGER pod lights. So I've got Ridgids in the front. I got 2 spots and 2 floods in the front. So I got these Morimoto 4BANGERs. So I got a set of spots and I got a set of floods. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take the Ridgids out and we're going to put these in and we're going to do a comparison video. So I already drove around last night with my Ridgids, got some video so y'all can kind of see what it was looking like. But I want to go over everything in here, and you know, most people just install stuff and they don't show nothing. Like everybody's an expert because, you know. So anyway, it comes, you know, with the lights. You're going to have brackets, you know, that you mount the lights on. Now it'll come with, you can buy these too. So this is like a little, if you want to keep the fog lights on your factory fog light switch, this thing's pretty cool. So what you'll do is you'll get one of the lights, you know, plug it in there, and then the end of this plug is going to plug into your factory lights, your factory fog light harness. So you don't have to wire anything. So when you hit your factory fog light button, you know, this light's going to turn on. So it's kind of just like a little jumper between the two that allows you to just plug and play. All right, so on a little latte break here, I lied to you a while ago. I'm doing this video, I'm going to splice this part into the beginning right after I said what I just said that was dumb. So, you remember when I said you could, you know, it's plug and play to your factory fog light button? It's not. It's been forever since I've done all this, but I'm getting under here doing these lights now, and I want to show you what I mean. I'm going to leave a link to these lights like normal to where to buy them. But this you're going to need a link to this too. It's called like Starkey Products, I believe is what it is. So basically this little blue thing plugs into your factory wiring harness for your fog lights. One end plugs into the factory harness. This other end comes out and then turns into this plug, which is the same plug that we use for our lights. So you got to have that in order to have your factory fog lights push button. I mean, I'm sure you could wire it up, splicing wires together, but if you get this little thing here, I'll link it with the lights. You plug it into your factory harness, and then the other end, you plug your light into it, and then that allows you to have the fog light as the operation for that set of lights. So I said it wrong earlier. I'm just wanting to clarify. Now you're going to have, of course, I guess I should have opened all this, but just trying to be thorough. So that's the little jumper thing we just talked about. You're going to have a harness. You know, your wiring harness is going to have a relay and everything. And I'll show you how to wire all this because some people don't. They don't show nothing. So basically you got this end right here is a negative. This end's your positive. It goes to your positive on your battery. I'll show you all this. It's fused off right here with a little fuse. This end right here says light 1, light 2. Obviously, plug it into that light. The other light is light 2. But what's cool about this kit is it has this. So you hook all that up to your battery, and then this is your switch to power it like this, okay? So what you'll do is you'll run this wire into the cab, however you choose, and you'll drill a hole and you'll put this in there, and then when you push this button, you know, it's going to turn the light on and off because of the relay. But say you don't want to drill into your cab, and say you have an F-250 Duramax, and I'm pretty sure the Cummins have, what we call them upfitter switches, aux switches, whatever you want to call them. So let me undo this real quick. All right, so say you got upfitter switches. You don't want to have to add this button. You don't have to. So they give you this little. This is pretty slick. They give you this right here. I guess the whole world's going to drive by as soon as I start filming, but. So where that switch went, you'll plug this into there. Now this end is just a hot end. So you'll skin that wire back and you'll put this onto the upfitter that you choose. So, you know, you got your relay, hot to your battery on your positive. This is your negative battery. And then instead of having the push button, you want to flip your upfitter switch. So you just hook this, boom, right to your upfitter switch, and then on, off, on, off, on, off. You can control it without the push of the button. This is an upfitter. See, when I turn this on, my lights come off, on, off, on. That's an upfitter. So, and everything, all this stuff, quality on it's awesome. Like, it's got all the wires covered and coated, and it's got the braided nylon over it. I mean, it's a super nice kit. But I kind of wanted to just show you what's in the kit before we get all too deep in it, just so you know. But I like to dumb it down for everybody because I'm an idiot myself. So I'm going to take it over to, like, I got a little battery box that I made, and I'm going to take this over to the battery box, and I'm going to literally show you how you'll wire it up and what you do and what you don't do. But we're going to install these. Like I said, I drove last night, and I'm actually going to install it on the video, then I'm going to uninstall one of each, and one of each of the Ridgids I'll have. And I'm going to take my battery box tonight, and I'm going to literally shine into the woods and compare Ridgid versus Morimoto spots, Ridgid versus Morimoto fogs. So you'll see the driving comparison, but you're also going to see, like, I'll just hold this little sucker right here and hit my backyard. And so I just want to be thorough so everybody sees, but I feel like these Morimotos are going to blow them out the water, but let's roll. All right, so I don't have to hook any of this up because I've got it all hooked up from when I ran my Ridgid lights. The lights are just going to be plug and play. I got to looking, it's the same little 2 plugs. So all I've got to do is just take the Ridgids out and then insert these Morimotos and plug them in, which is pretty cool. So if you've already got lights run yourself, it's all going to just be plug and play too. But I want to go over and show you how to hook this stuff up because that's what a lot of people don't ever show. So I got this little battery box right here. I just paralleled 2 batteries together. It's from my pump sprayer. I put it in the back of my Ranger, and I put my alligator clips on it, and I spray weeds with it. But anyway, so we're just going to assume, you know, this is your truck battery. You got your red, which is your positive. That's this side. This is your negative, okay? I'm going to set the camera up, and I'm going to show you how to hook everything up to get these lights to work how you want them to work, whether by the button or an upfitter. We've established this is your truck battery, okay? I'm gonna try to get out of the frame, okay? Just so I can help you all out. So you've got your relay, you just screw this somewhere and, you know, just hidden somewhere up next to your battery. You can't be too far away from your battery because he's got to touch your battery, okay? So we'll take this your truck battery. You're gonna put your negative on, okay? There, your negative's on your truck battery. And now you're going to hook your positive on your battery terminal, okay? So this is for light number 1 for demonstration purposes. I've got there's 2 plugs. I got this plug plugged into here. So now you're like, oh, how does it work? Well, if you have upfitters and you want to hook it up to an upfitter, you know, you'll plug this in then where there's no button. So the light's not on right now, you see? Even though I've got those 2 hooked up, it's not on. But when you go here, you hear it? So say that I have this hooked up to my upfitter, and then all of a sudden I flip upfitter number 1 on. Boom, it's going to turn on. When I flip the upfitter off, it comes off. So if you want to use upfitter, this is what you use. Okay. If you don't want to use an upfitter and you want to actually have the button that you push and where is the here it is, that you push and unpush. If your truck, this thing could have been in here a million times and never got caught. Now come the. Ooh, sorry. I don't know how that even, this little button fell down between my tailgate. There's like a 1 in a million chance it does it, and it just did it. So anyway, here's this. So instead of the upfitter end, I'm going to hook up this end. So you see, it still hooks up the same. Instead of that, now I've got a button. I just push it, on, off, and that's pretty cool. The button illuminates orange, which is pretty cool. But some people are going to want this button inside their truck instead of the upfitter. I have upfitters, I don't need this button. And I'd have to run this wire in my truck, get it through the firewall somehow, drill the hole, you know, and then slide this back through and tighten it up. I don't have to do all that. I don't even have to go through the firewall because I got upfitters. I'm going to use this one. Well, actually, I'm not going to use any of them because I've already got it wired up. We established that, but I wanted to show you how this works before we, you know. And if you do all this and it's not working, you know, and you're like, man, I'm doing exactly what he says and it's not working, check your fuse. You know, there's a little fuse in here, you know, like just any automotive fuse. Like I pull this sucker, if I can, come on, Colt, hit it, pull it with your purse next time. If I pull that fuse out, you know, you know, or say the fuse is blown. Well, you don't know that. It's not going to work because, see, the fuse is out. So if you've got everything hooked up and it don't work, check your fuse before you get all your pants in it, your panties in the water, whatever it is. Anyway, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the front of the truck. I'm going to unhook all my Ridgids, okay? Literally, it's the same plug. So I'm just going to unplug all my Ridgids, and I'm going to mount these where my Ridgids are and plug them in. It's super simple. So if you've already done the work ahead of time, wiring some other lights, and you want to move to these, and you've got this style plugs, you're golden. It's plug and play for you. But that's how it is for me. But I still want to show everybody how to wire stuff up because some people don't know. So let's go to the front, and we'll take the old Ridgids out. Right, so here's the Ridgids, okay? They obviously Ridgids. So that's them. All I've got, the mountain hardware's a little bit different, and I'll go over that here in a minute. But so you see how those mount up in there? Really simple. And then they go down here. I got the wire zip tied. You know, some people are gonna have factory bumpers, some people are gonna have aftermarket bumpers. You know, I'm down here on the ground with you. So they just, oh, this one's easy to see. So this end goes to the light down there, you see, and it just plugs into this harness right here, boom. I've already got all the wires run, so all I got to do is literally unplug this right here. Let me widen that. Unplug this right here, plug the Morimoto lights on. I've already done the work before, so I don't have to do it again. But I still like to show everybody how to do everything. So, all right, so I'm going to get under here and just take these lights out and unplug it. And then once I start installing the Ridgids, I'll show you how they mount up. All right, so another thing I wanted to show you, these are the spot beams. That's how the lens look on. These are the flood beams. So you can see it's a little bit more diffused, but you'll be able to tell the difference. Plus it's labeled on the box. But I actually think, I think these look better than those Ridgids, to be honest with you. But we'll see here in a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take them Ridgids out real quick, and then we'll throw them bad boys in. All right, as you can see, got the Ridgids out. These two are out on this side. Just kind of want to show you how these are going to mount up. So on your Morimotos, you'll see right here this M. That means it's the top, okay? And then you got this little bracket like this. It's going to go. Well, let me see. Yeah, it's going to go like this. So your M's are going to be. This little bracket's going to be towards the front. So you put that on like that, and you got these two little. There's two screws on each side. I don't think I have to show you how to do that. So you screw both in on both sides, and then you got this carriage head bolt right here that just goes like that, and you put your nut on it from the bottom. But I'll show you that here in just a second. All right, so I've got the side pieces on, and then obviously, you know, your washer goes on, and then your nut. And I'll show you the finished product at the end. It's just gonna, well, I can show you right now. It just goes, everybody's bumper is gonna be different, but it's just gonna sit right in there. The bolt's gonna go through that, and I'm gonna tighten it up from the bottom. So I'm gonna do that real quick. All right, everybody's install is gonna be different. So the bolts that came with it were too big to fit through this slot, and it'd be really hard for me to get up in there and drill that hole out. So I just used the bolt from the Ridgid one. It's a little smaller in diameter. See, it's quite a good bit smaller, so no biggie. But that's, with that one's in there mounted. Those sit up farther. I think I'm gonna like the Morimotos better because I couldn't really adjust those. There was no wiggle room left or right or up or down. This way, I'll be able to get these suckers in there and move it left, right, up, down, get it perfectly adjusted. You know, there's just, with these Ridgids, see, they're hitting right, basically right there. I couldn't go left or right or nothing. So I'm gonna have a lot more adjustability with these. All right, so you see, I got everything on there. These are a little bit shorter than the Ridgid ones, but this one's gonna reach back just fine right there. But this one, I've got to go all the way to right there. So that's when these come in handy. So I just got to plug it in there and then zip tie it up and run it to this end. So I'm gonna plug this one in right here, and then I'll plug that end into that, and then the other end right there. I'll get it all zip tied up out of the way, and then we'll start the video again. All right, it's not zip tied up out of the way, but I've got it plugged in just to show you. I'll go through here and clean it up in a minute. But I've got them both plugged in, and let's test them out. So let's see here. So turn my key on, and all right, I had to turn the radio off. But I'm gonna turn my grow lights off just to see. But so I've got a upfitter number 4 right here is a spotlight. So boom, that's spot. I can already see right now that the Ridgid is yellow, and the Morimoto is like a bright white, like my headlights, which I like that way better. Now, as far as this is my fog light switch, so I have to turn the orange lights on. I have to turn my running lights on to run my fogs, or at least some of my lights. So I'll push this. You can see on. Let's go check it out. So now the fog is on right there. Fog on that side. That's the Ridgid still. I'm going to leave these like this until nighttime tonight because, like I said, I want to hold each individual cube and show what it looks like in the woods. So that's all I'm going to do right now. Well, I'll probably just undo that, but undo those two, take them out. I'm not going to put the Morimotos in until tonight because I'm going to take my battery box out back here and we'll have a real comparison. I'm going to put the spotlight on something back there and the floodlight, Ridgid Morimoto, so we're going to be able to see and you'll be able to make your decision based on that. One thing I noticed already that I like 100 times better from the Morimotos is the adjustability. Not that that's a knock against the Ridgid, but I can't move the Ridgid really left, right, up, and down very much. I can adjust the crap out of these suckers. Like, plenty of room to get up in there. It's nice. But what I really like, everything on my truck is black. You know, it's white and black. That's the appearance of my truck, everything. Camper shell, overland, that's my theme. I like the white and black together. One thing I never really liked about the Ridgids is, like Rough Country makes a blackout series LED or cube, you know. But see how that's white? It looks black up in there. You see the difference? It looks so much better. So it just blacks out my truck even more. It's little things like that. People think that's dumb, but all that little stuff adds up to me. For instance, you know, I don't have factory hubs. I've got the worn black hubs. I put those hubs on there. I got a video on that. I had black lug nuts until a week ago. I guess I got cheap ones because they started rusting. So I put those back on for the time being. But it's the little things like that, you know. These are the worn black hubs. If you want, got a video on that. Little things like that make a big difference, you know. Honestly, I need to get a different color hook. I need a black hook. I'll probably get a factor 55. But the way that that's blacked out looks 100 times better to me than that white cube right there. But what I am going to do, I'll do this in the future video. These are either going to go on my lawnmower or they're going to go in the corners up there on that. I ain't sure yet. I think what I want to do is get a blackout series LED bar right there, like a 20-inch bar. But I don't want the white like that. I want it to be black looking. So I'm going to have to find a blackout series LED bar, and that's going to go up there. All right, well, it's about as far as I can get right now until I get too far. So I'm going to wait till dark, and we'll take two of those Ridgids and two of those Morimotos out there. I was noticing one thing. See these Morimotos, they have 3 LEDs. The Ridgids have 4 LEDs. These end in the spots and the floods as well. So, and the Ridgids have 3 in spots and floods. So the Ridgids have 1 more LED as of right now, but we'll see how that translates towards the end. But I'm gonna wait till it's dark, and then I'll bring this back there, hook it to my battery box, and we'll see how bright they are. All right, so I'm on my back patio right now. It's pollen season. There's pollen everywhere. Get over it. But I've got this, we carried all this out here in my little baby stroller. But so there's my battery box. I've got the lights hooked up, and I've got it to where I just got to, you know, push the button on it. Where's just this button here. So we're going to see if I push the button, see that they come on. So buttons illuminated. I'm going to do one at a time, shine out there in the backyard so y'all can see. I'm wanting to make this test as fair as possible, so I got this all set up. I'm gonna put my phone on the tripod and we'll roll. All right, old son, we on the back porch, got the clicker, boom, boom. All right, we finna roll. So we got Ridgid. Ridgid's up first, Ridgid spot. Here we go, 1, 2, 3. Boom, son. Ridgid spot. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never had no complaints out of this Ridgid spot. I never had the first problem out of it. See what I gotta see right here. Let's check out Morimoto spots right here. 1, 2, 3. Boom, son. It's a lot more concentrated, I tell you that. It's wider. I feel Morimoto just stole a page right out of the freaking Bible, son. Genesis chapter 1, verse 3, God said, let there be light. And Morimoto said, behold, that sucker's bright, son. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to say a prayer. Dear Lord, please do not put me on a levee right now with a long gun and these lights on my truck, because that sucker's dead, son. Let him have a little rack and let him grow. Because if I see him and he's big, he's going to go down, son. Oh, I can't wait to have 2 of these on the front of my truck riding levees at night looking for bucks. I ain't never done nothing wrong, though, I tell you that. Boy, that sucker right here looking good, son. All right, let's put them up side by side. All right, finna have to take a latte break on this. All right, so you can see this, the Ridgid spot beam's a little bit wider, okay? This is more precise, So I got a rope swing right there from my baby girl. There's an orange strap up there. I'm gonna try to get on the strap. So you can see the strap here. You can see it good, but you can see it a lot better with that. A lot better. It's just a lot more precise, and the light is whiter versus this yellower light with the Ridgids. Son, it's like a cannon. I feel like I hold there long enough it's gonna catch on fire, old son. Let's roll. But let's check out the floods now. Let's see what we're working with. All right, so we're gonna roll with the fogs real quick. Wide beam, fog beam, whatever. So here, all right, here, let's roll. Let me just make sure we're recording. All right, 1, 2, 3. Here's the Ridgid wide beam, fog beam. So I've never had any complaints with these either. The only thing, I feel like it's more up and down wide than left and right wide. You know what I mean? Like, I can see way at the top of that tree, but I'd rather probably see a little bit to my left and right more. I've never had a problem with them. My headlights covered everything, but I would want them to be a little bit wider. So let's see what the Morimotos are working with. And this only has 3 bulbs. Remember, the Ridgids have 4. So 1, 2, 3. Here's Morimoto. Holy crap, son! See, that's what I'm talking about. See how wide it is? So it doesn't necessarily go to the top of the tree, which I don't care. I'm trying to see what's on the side of the road with my fog wide beams. So this is perfect. This is going to work out perfect for me. But oh yeah. So see, when I turn the light this way, you can see just how wide it is. So that's exactly what I was just talking about. That's freaking awesome, son. I don't care what it is. I'm seeing anything in front of me. I don't care if it's a turtle, an ant, armadillo, Diesel John running over there on his trail, Luke and Tucker over there. I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you, and you're gonna see me. I know that. This is freaking awesome, man. It's like, but yeah, I like that. I'm freaking amped. I'm talking like a little kid, like I just opened my Christmas presents. But this is freaking awesome. I can't wait to get it on my truck in a minute. But I just kind of wanted to come out here and do this. You know, maybe just a little bit thorough than other reviewers or whatever, just so you can see the actual exactly what you're getting. So I'm gonna put them both together real quick. So there's the Ridgids right there. You see my dog in the far right back there, Diesel. He's back there. Let me turn these Morimotos on him. So see, I can go. That's up and down. So it's really wide. I mean, it's perfect. Hell yeah. All right, let's go get this put on the truck real quick. Take a latte break. All right, we're gonna do a little before and after. Here's the Ridgids. I'm at this church right here by the house. I'm in the spot right in front of the back spot right here, you see. I can't not have this orange light on for my fog lights. I have it tied into my, I got it tied into my fog light switch down here, you see. So when I turn my fogs on, the wide beams, that's that, okay? If I turn my parking lights off, you can't run your fog lights factory, okay? I don't have that one hooked up to an upfitter switch, so this is what we're gonna do. The orange has to be there. Here is the spots. Here's the fogs right there. Really bright, really, really bright. These are the Ridgids. Let me turn this light off in here. me turn them off, and here's the spot. Really bright, you know, but we'll go. Here's the floods with them. Okay, so that's spotlight and floodlight. So now we're gonna go down the road, and I'll do the same trip with the Morimoto 4BANGERs when I get them in. I just wanted y'all to see. So that's just spots right there. Turn the spots off. Here's the fogs. All right, back in the same spot. You know, gotta have my parking lights on. So here's the fogs. Shines all the way over there. I mean, it's legit. All right, here's the spots. Huh. Till I blind you, son. It's real precise. All right, here's with the fogs. So, and then here's with my headlights. And here's with my brights. So, that's really legit. All right, so I got my headlights on right now. There's a dirt road right here. That's where I'm gonna start the video for both of them. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive with the fog lights all the way up to that tree up there on top of the hill. Then I'll turn the spots on, and then I'll drive with the spots for a little while. And at a different point, I'll turn them both on together so you can see. I'll do the same thing with the 4BANGERs. So I gotta have my parking lights on for my fogs. So here's the fogs. Plenty bright. I mean, it illuminates everything on the side of the road. Like I said, these Ridgids have been great. So I'm pumped to see if these 4BANGERs are going to be that much brighter from what I've told. So at this pole right here, I'm going to push the spotlight. I'll spotlight it, and I'll turn fogs off. So fogs are off now. It's just the spot beams. I suppose I could angle them up a little bit, but you get the gist of it, how bright they are. All right, so when I get to this big tree right here where the limbs start coming out the side right before it, this is where I'm gonna turn my fogs on with it together, and we'll drive with them together. I want y'all to see 1, 2, 3. There's my spots. I mean my fogs with my spots. So I'm gonna turn my fogs off real quick. See it gets everything on the side out there. So we're good. Now I'm gonna ride the rest of the way with them both on. When I get to the bottom of the hill down here, right here by this little marker right here on the side of the road, what I'll do is turn the fogs off, turn the spots off. So now just fogs, that's what that looks like. Lights up everything. Okay, and then this is just spots. Everything. So now them together, here's the fogs with it. Fog, I mean wide beam. So that's spot and wide beam right there. So we'll do the same thing with the 4BANGERs. All right, we're back at this road and turn my fog lights on until we get to that pole up there, and I'll turn the spots light on. So there's the fogs. Sure. So this is just the wide fog beams. No headlights or nothing. And then right at this pole here, we'll turn these off and the spots on. Turn this up fitter. All right. They're pretty concentrated. I'm probably going to get in there and adjust them left and right a little bit to make it just a tad bit wider. But I mean, it's bright. I'll probably move the left one just a little bit to the left and the right one just a little bit to the right. You can see the beam going through the air right there. And then I believe it was right when we were about to this tree, I turned the fogs on. So that's with the fogs. And this is with no headlights. This is just and these are amazing. They're crisp. I love the color of them. I remember correctly, we stopped down here, and I just cycled them all for you one more time. So, turn off the spots, turn off the fogs. So, here's fogs, here's spots. Them suckers are bright. And here's both of them together, and here's my headlights. And this is my headlights, just my headlights. So here's my brights. Now here comes the fogs. Now here comes the spots. And I'm gonna see any deer I gotta see. Oh, these are sweet. I'm just gonna adjust. I'm gonna get back to the house. When I get back to the house, you know, you gotta tweak your lights a little bit, but I'm gonna move the left one left a little bit and the right one right, and I'm done. But these things are fabulous, freaking awesome. It's like daylight. I'm gonna turn this bus around. All right, boys. So appreciate y'all watching. Man, I hope I showcased it good enough to where you can kind of make a decision. I feel like those Morimotos, those 4-bangers are freaking legit. They're super precise and clear and white. I like the color of them. I'm not bad mouthing those Ridgids because they've been good for the 2 years I had them, but I feel like the light output quality of these Morimotos are, yeah, it's just a tad bit better. I also like the fact that they sunk it in farther and it blacks out a little bit, but everything from like just the little wiring harness to the hardware is even, you know, like the mounting bracket, the hardware, the bolts were even bigger. It actually had a lock nut versus a lock washer. Just everything was just heavier duty. The braiding on the relay harness, it was, you know, heat shrunk, plus it had the nylon braiding on it. It was just it's a quality ass product, I'll tell you that. But enough rambling. If it's something that you want and you want to purchase it or whatever, you can get it from the link in my video description. Just click the link. It'll take you to the whole 4-banger page. They got a whole bunch of different levels of them, but you can build like a light bar with them. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do with them. They got a whole page full of them. But and also I'll link that. I think it's, like I said, I think it's a Starkey product or whatever it is to be able to use your factory fog light switch. I'll link that in the video description too. But appreciate the hell out of y'all watching, and God bless. Till next time. But you know we got to hit Clyde, son. Every time we got to hit. Well, I ain't gonna say every time because sometimes I hit a protein shake every now and then. But long day. So tails down, beaks up, son. Let's roll. Wow. Peace.